Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry about that technical difficulty for the first 3 minutes or whatever it was, 1 minute or something. But welcome to the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I'm your host, Tony, aka the Couch Scout Extraordinaire, aka Pastor Trenches. And to some, they even call me Blue Velvet. All right, now I'm about to shake a little honey from the tree today. I'll explain that metaphor later on. So you know we're about to have a good time, all right? Now, before we kick it off, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Share the content with your family and friends. And if you want more exclusive content, check the link in the comments. I haven't posted it yet, but I will. The Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk is now on the Carolina Armchair GM network. So if y'all can't already tell, I am a little nervous. This is new to me. So I'm trying to step out of my comfort zone and do something different. So here we are today. All right. So one thing about Unbiased Opinion, let me just give you a little insight to my mindset and my thinking when I came up with this name. So here at the Unbiased Opinion, we're gonna deal with the facts first. All right. There's not gonna be any rumors or speculations or anything like that. We're gonna deal with the facts first, and then we can debate it, talk about it, give your opinion, where the case may be. All right. So this is week one. This is launch week. And we are starting with a theme that fits exactly where the Panthers are right now. Okay? No more projection. Show me the production. Because here is the truth. The Panthers have a little momentum. Even though the last game of the season was a loss, but we made it to the wild card, hosted a playoff game for the first time in a number of years. Okay? So that's where the momentum comes from heading into the season. And there's other reasons, of course, but we're going to just focus on that right now. Dave Canales is talking about the team responding the right way. I mean, you can take that with a grain of salt, however you choose to. Everybody's talking good about their team this time of the year. The OTAs, off season, mini camp, things like that. Nobody's talking bad about their team in any kind of way. But Dave seems to be very optimistic about what transpired in the draft and free agency, how the pieces are coming together. And I guess they want to see if they can build off of that. All right. Bryce Young getting more respect around the league. We're going to tap into that subject as well. The organization is rewarding young players like Jalen Coker. We're going to talk about that as well. Okay. And training camp is not far away. I believe because we do play the Hall of Fame game. I believe it's August. I can't remember exactly when the Hall of Fame game is. But I believe training camp is going to start 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks prior. I think it's August 7th for the Hall of Fame game. Okay. Um, let's see. Yeah. But we're not doing fake hype over here. All right. That's not something that we're going to do over here. We're going to start with the facts, then we're going to give the football context, then the debate. Okay. All right. So the Panthers are no longer in the stage where fans should only ask, can they be better? Now the question is stronger than that. What can they actually prove? What can the Panthers actually prove this year? Okay. Today on the morning kickoff, we have 3 topics on the table. First, are the Panthers' expectations fair now, or are fans moving too fast? Second is, does Bryce Young NFL Top 100 recognition prove real growth, or does it raise the pressure? And third, did the Jalen Coker extension show smart roster building, or are the Panthers betting early on projection? So let's start with the facts. Let's start with the first topic. All right. Let's start with the facts. Fair standard or off-season hype? That's a good question. Fair standard or off-season hype? So here are the facts. The Panthers finished minicamp with positive momentum. Like I said earlier, you can listen to what Dave Canales said. Ejero Evero, Brad Izzik, Dan Morgan, all those guys have held press conference this off season during mini camp and things of that nature. And of course, those guys are gonna have nothing but positive things to say. All right. Dave Canales praised the team's work, effort, and response during minicamp. Carolina has a longer preseason ramp up because of the Hall of Fame game. So we got a real good opportunity because we have the Hall of Fame game plus 3 preseason games. I believe we have joint practice with the Houston Texans and also with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So there's a lot of players that's going to get a lot of opportunities to show what they have during this offseason. And there's a lot of players that Panther Nation that we're counting on to be a big part of the team, especially on offense. When we talk about Jonathan Brooks, coming back from his second ACL injury, you talk about Jatavian Sanders coming back from injury. So those are hopefully 2 key parts to the offense, to the team as a whole that we hope to have back. Okay. So yeah, when it comes to that, they have a lot of things to prove this off season, this preseason, and the preseason will definitely serve as a template as to where we are, where we can possibly go with these particular players as long as they stay healthy. Panthers are no longer just talking about a rebuild. The conversation is shifting towards expectations. So, how do you guys feel about that? What I just said, the conversation is shifting towards expectations. And what would those expectations look like to you? Um, I remember when Dave and Dan first were hired in that first initial news conference, they talked about building the team back up brick by brick. They wanted to do it through the draft and mainly through the draft, also with the help of free agency. And so far from what I'm seeing, they have done just that. I believe they have hit on some free agents. There's some free agents, that we probably have, that we have missed on. I'm not gonna say probably because I think the evidence is there that we have truly missed on them. But I think for the most part, those guys have attacked free agency in the draft in the ways that we haven't seen done in a long time. Being consistent, sticking with their plan, going after the guys that they feel is beneficial to the team, that can contribute to the team and also just contribute and be a part of the culture, with the keep pounding brand and that whole spiel. So I think Dan and Dave are definitely on the right course. It was never nothing that was going to happen overnight, but you're starting to see bit by bit the fruition, not the fruition, but the fruits of their labor. So we'll see. But I think by making it to the playoffs, however, some people look at it, whether we backed into the playoffs or we had to wait and see what certain other teams did to see whether it determined whether we got into the playoffs or not. Needless to say, we got there. 8-9, 9-8, whatever it is, we got there. We NFC South champions. That's something that you can never take from us because that's what it is. We hosted the first round of the playoffs. We played a very good game against the Rams, better than most people outside of Panther Nation expected, because nobody in the media, reporters or anybody gave us a chance against the Rams, even though we beat them a few weeks prior. So, we can there's some, like I said, there's some things to build off when it comes to that. There's things to build off, and the biggest thing for me was, I'll say, the evolution of Bryce. All right. Bryce showed me in that playoff game that when all the pressure is on his shoulders, that he can stand tall and deliver. So the game definitely wasn't lost because of Bryce. He definitely put us in a position to win the game, and we all know what the outcome was. All right. We all know what the outcome was. Let me read a few comments before I go any further. Commander 336 said, "What's up, Tony? What's good? 336. I appreciate you popping up, showing the channel some love. Man, if y'all can't tell, well, I'm nervous as hell. I'm nervous. Hey, this is truly outside of my comfort zone." Will Robinson, Tip Drill Will. What's up, my guy? Appreciate you popping up, showing the channel some love on this inaugural morning kickoff. Eternal 252. He said, "I was told the defense was 31-3 and out. Was 31-3 and out, and no team punted on us. I would like to disagree." Okay. All right. See, Turner also said the confetti falling NFC conference champs or bust. Them bottom feeders just want the division. I require more. I respect it. I respect it, and there's nothing wrong with having higher expectations. There's nothing wrong with wanting more from your team. There's nothing wrong with expecting more from your team. I think sometimes people get caught up in the expectations being too high, but then on the flip side, you hear them say, "Well, if my expectation isn't that high, then where should it be?" I would just say it should just be realistic expectations, right? Meaning, you 9 times out of 10, you can't go from the bottom of the barrel, to the top in one season. I just don't think that happens like that. Now, it may be some type of anomaly where it has happened in the past. Matter of fact, you can look at the Patriots from a year ago. They made it to the Super Bowl, and the year before that, I think they were like 2-15 or 4-13. They didn't win more than like 2 or 4 games. So they went from last in their division to making it into the Super Bowl. But that don't happen often. That don't happen often. Not saying that it can't, but it don't happen often. So I would, like I was saying about the reality, putting reality, real life expectations. Damn, I can't get my words out. There's nothing wrong with having high expectations. Realistic expectations is what I was trying to say. Apologize for that. But yeah, just putting some realistic expectations, putting some goals out there that you think that the Panthers can possibly meet. Don't just put it so far out there, and then when they don't meet your expectations, you know what I mean, that in your mind or in your eyes, it's a failure. I don't think that's fair. Okay, that's just my opinion. All right. So let's see here. What we have now. So let's put it in context. All right. Minicamp matters, but minicamp does not prove everything. There is no real tackling. There is no true pass rush. There is no full speed physical test of the offensive line or defensive front. You can see communication. You can see the tempo, conditioning, timing, and command, but you cannot fully judge a physical football team until the pass come on. That's why expectations need balance, right? You need balance. And going back to what I was just saying, having realistic expectations. because you know a lot of things can look good when you're out there in your shorts and t-shirt and you're running around catching passes, you know, looking like you running crisp routes. But that's easy to do when you ain't got no DB in front of you, or you ain't got no defensive line in front of you, or you ain't got no pass rush, you know, coming at the quarterback because you can't touch the quarterback. Everything looks good in the preseason. Everything looks good during mini camp and OTAs, you know? And it's it's crazy when you hear fans get excited about what they see on these clips that's being put out, and then they build these unrealistic expectations based off of what you see, and what you see thus far ain't even real football, meaning the live bullets ain't flying. There's no tackling going on, right? There's no football that matters right now. So we got a long way to go, in my opinion, to where we can feel comfortable putting expectations on these guys, and we don't know what we will have once the pads come on. Everything looks good on paper. You know, when you look at the draft that we just had, which I think was a very good draft, the free agents that we brought in, which I really believe that we brought in some good free agents. But everything looks good on paper, but those things have to come together. They have to create a unison, you know, within the team dynamic. You know, there's a lot of things that play and you know play into this situation, right? So we'll see. We will see when it comes to that. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. You know, or do you let the expectations get too high for you before the pads come on, or you wait until the pads come on? I'll be curious to know that. All right. So the Panthers should feel better about where they are, but the proof has to come from preseason preseason performance from the young players. Brad, is it play calling and sequencing, the offensive line protection, the run game efficiency, Bryce Young's pocket command, defensive front depth, third down execution, and red zone production. So let me just talk about each one of those. When we're just talking about preseason and how important it is for, you know, the young players to get opportunity to go out there and show what they can do. When you're talking about the draft picks, no matter whether you from a first rounder to undrafted, this is the NFL now, so you're going to have to show us what you can do. And then, you know, guys in free agency or whatnot, guys that tried out for the team that was lucky enough to make the team. Let's see what Will say. Will Robinson said, "I will be satisfied with a playoff win, but I absolutely want much more." Absolutely, absolutely, Will. And like I said, I don't think there's anything wrong with uh wanting more for your team, or even expecting more from your team. But we have to keep things in perspective. We have to be realistic when it comes to our expectations and our dreams and our goals for our team. And like I said, it's just not going to happen overnight. Come from the bottom of the barrel. Now, right now, I guess you could say we're at the, you know, middle of the barrel, working our way to the top. And they come in stages. You know, they come in stages. This year will probably be better than last year, and next year will probably be better than this year. That's what we all hope. I know that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's a whole lot better. Okay. Let's see. Will said some people are shocked about our offseason additions. They are unsure what we can do, and that's the reason. That's a reasonable way to look at it, because we are unsure. We don't know. We don't know what we're gonna have in Monroe Freeland. We don't know what we're going to get out of Lee Hunter. We don't know what we're going to get out of Chris Brazel. We don't know what we're gonna get out of Will Lee, Sam Heck, Zaki Wheatley, uh, Kuwatch, the linebacker that we got from Miami, Ohio. We don't know what we're going to get from any of those guys. We don't. We don't. And so, like I said, with the skepticism, I can understand that. Being unsure, I could definitely understand that. You kind of get an idea, kind of have an idea what you're going to get from Denver Lloyd. That's a proven product. You know, we've seen what he's done in the league thus far. He's still young. He's probably just now getting into his prime. You know, so hopefully we could be the beneficiaries of that going forward. We definitely hope to see Jalen Phillip. I'm sorry. Let me just use the name that me and CJ came up with the other day. Jalen Jason Phillips. That's his new name. JJ. Yeah, because I messed up and called him Jason Phillips and it's Jalen Phillips. So we just combined the two and just call him Jalen Jason Phillips. All right. So hopefully he could be the player that he was coming out of college, coming out of UCLA. He dealt with some injuries early on in his career, pretty much missed the season. I know he's had a torn Achilles tendon. I forgot the other injury that he had, but he missed quite some time that hasn't really allowed him to hit his full stride yet. Now, he did play all 17 games last year for two different teams, the Dolphins and the Eagles. He's another player that's prime, still in his prime, that hopefully we can capitalize on that and it becomes very beneficial for our defense. So I definitely like those two additions. But as always, this is a new team, new scheme. You know, some things may be the same or, you know, very similar to what they used to run, you know, the systems that they used to play in. But this is different now. Carolina is different. So we have to see how those pieces gel with the pieces that we already have in place, meaning the rest of the defense. So that's what I can't wait to see. And I think training camp, preseason games will give you the opportunity to see some of that. All right, especially from the younger guys that's fighting for a starting position or, you know, a backup position or even guys that's fighting to make the team. All right. Second one was Brad Izzett play calling and sequencing. Now that to me is the how can I say it? This is the biggest unknown. This is the biggest unknown for the Carolina Panthers this offseason. Because being a play caller on offense is a big, big responsibility, especially for a young coach that has never called plays in a regular season game. All right. Never called plays in a regular season game. That's what's crazy. I mean, I ain't gonna say crazy. I shouldn't say that. That's not crazy. But that comes with a lot of pressure. That comes with a lot of pressure. Brad Izzett has been with Dave Canales ever since they was in Seattle. He followed Dave Canales to Tampa Bay, and now he's here with Dave in Carolina. And I remember Dave mentioning, I think it was last year, when he was giving Brad Izzett the opportunity to call plays in the preseason, and I think Jonathan Cooley was calling it for the defense. And it was all built up for this moment, you know, getting him comfortable, you know, get him comfortable with not just being called the OC by title, but now he got the true responsibilities of the OC. And to me, that's a whole different dynamic, because you're no longer in the background just conversating with Dave on the sidelines when the offense comes off the field, or in the background, you know, talking to the quarterback, while the rest of the game is going on. Now you in the thick of things. Everybody's eyes are gonna be glued to you, Brad Izzy. Every play call you make is gonna be scrutinized by us, the fans, because that's what we do. That's just what we do. That's just what we do. And his sequencing. So what I mean by sequencing is, you know, typically the first 10 to 12 plays is scripted. That's every NFL team, even college teams. And in those first 10 to 12 plays, you're trying to get a feel of to see what the defense would do. How would they react to this personnel, to this play call? How they react in this personnel with this motion, with this shift, backfield formation. Everything is like playing chess within a chess game. That's how I always describe it. There's like 3 different chess games being played every game. Every game. I mean, not every game, every play. There's like 3 chess games in one. All right. So his play calling is going to be a big thing to watch in the preseason. I know that's probably the biggest thing I'll be watching to see what his play calling looks like. Does he know? I know the plays are pretty much going to be the same from last year. All right, it's going to be pretty much the same, that we've been running, but they're probably going to be called different, and he's probably going to have some tweaks in there that we haven't seen. He's probably going to be able to put his own spin on it, so to speak. I believe he's going to get a lot of input from Darryl Bevel. There's been conversation, people talking as if Darryl Bevel is coming in and he's offensive coordinator and waiting, and who is really calling the plays, and all this different type of speculation and stuff going on. I don't believe, in my opinion, none of that is going to happen. I don't think it's going to work out that way. I think Darryl Bevel is there to do exactly what Dave Canales said he's there to do. They have a familiarity with him. They all work together with the Seahawks, so they know each other. Darryl Bevel knows his offense. He can probably bring some things to the table and say, okay, Brad, excuse me, in this formation, let's think about doing this XYZ. Or let's think about doing this in this run formation XYZ. And Brad is going to take all that into consideration, but I believe that it's going to be his final say whether he calls the play or not. If he feels like that play is beneficial and it may be scratched altogether. At the end of the day, I think he's going to have the final say on what plays that he chooses to call each and every game. I love the idea that they're going to be brainstorming. So we talking about Brad. I'm pretty sure Dave is going to give his input. I'm pretty sure Darryl Bevel is going to give his input throughout the week. They're going to see what works, what didn't work. What can we take advantage of here? Can this play attack this certain coverage or run fit? All that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Sunday and that clock starts on the first drive of that game, that's gonna be all Brad Izzy. So that's what I'm waiting to see. I can't wait to see what this offensive play calling looks like. So let me get back. We got some more chats. Got Quante Lewis. What's up, Tony? What's up, Quante? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Giving me a opportunity to get your morning jumped off, man. Trying to send everybody off to work, whatever your day is, send them off with a good vibe. Dom 364 say smash the like button. Yeah, smash that like button. Let's see. Armchairs GMCJ. What up, Tony? What's up, cuz? Hey, man. You you already know what I'm going through right now. What's up, man? Thank you for pulling up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. All that. Quante Lewis said, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. That's right. Hit the like and subscribe button, please. Let's see. Will Robinson said he got Dave C and Daryl Bevel as guys, so he isn't alone. Facts. That's facts, Will. That's facts. And that's what I was just talking about. And I didn't mention for the fact that he is young. This is his first year calling plays. It's good to have veterans as a support staff behind you when you get ready to go through something that you ain't never gone through before, right? So it's good that he got guys that he can lean on, talk to, bounce ideas off of, you know, help him with game planning during the week, all that kind of stuff. Because I know he's going to be nervous. He's going to be nervous. Probably not as nervous as I am right now, but he'll be nervous. You know. All right. So the offensive line protection. There's a lot of what can I say? What's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot of uncertainty with the offensive line. Excuse me. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty with the offensive line. Starting with the left tackle position. So we all know what happened to Icky, getting hurt, messing up his knee. I can't remember all the stuff that's happened, but I know it's like his MCL, LCL, ACL, like all that was damaged. And so he's going through the rehab process. Robert Hunt is coming back. Missed majority of last year. I think it was it tricep or bicep? Y'all correct me in the chat. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was his bicep. Can't remember which one. But anyway, he's coming back. We know what we got from Robert Hunt before the injury. So we're banking on that we're going to get that same type of production, same type of guy on the offensive line that we gave $100 million to coming from Miami. So, we got it's like a wait and see game what's going to happen with Robert Hunt. And then at the center position, Cade Mays chose to leave in free agency and sign with the Detroit Lions. That left a major hole in the middle. The Panthers went out and signed Luke Fortner. Played with the Jacksonville Jaguars and New Orleans Saints. I think he played with the Saints last year. So Luke Fortner definitely there's a little bit more optimism for him because he has been a starter in this league. He has gotten his feet wet in the NFL. So it's not like he's just a rookie or somebody that's been on the bench his whole career and now get his first opportunity to play meaningful snaps in the NFL. He's already done that. All right. So we can I guess we could kind of feel comfortable with that. So when we talk about those three positions have a lot of question marks due to injuries. There's going to be competition at the left tackle position between Monroe Freeland, someone that I scouted back in I think the middle of January. And when I watched the tape of him, I think I watched 3 games of his. And I sent CJ a message and I was like, hey, look out for Monroe Freeland, man. He can definitely, he has the potential to be a first rounder, not knowing that he was going to be even in the first round. And just so happened, I think February, CBS put out a mock draft and it had Monroe Freeland falling to the Panthers at 19. So I sent CJ the post with the eye emoji. He gave me the eye emoji back. And I was like, see, somebody has seen what I've seen and say, yeah, this boy, he definitely deserves to be in the first round. And here we are. So I ain't gonna sit and pretend like I'm some type of genie, or I got something on some inside scoop. No, that was just from watching film. That just watching film, watching the breakdown, seeing what I like, what I didn't like, and whether or not I thought it would fit the Panthers. Because a lot of people wasn't talking about a left tackle. People weren't talking about left tackle as being a need for the team during early on in the off seasons. But soon as Icky got hurt, and I knew what was behind him on the depth chart, and the possibility that he may not play this year. So you sure enough to fit in that bottle. Yeah. Damn you. All right. Damn you, CJ. But yeah, man. What was that? Oh yeah. Talking about Monroe Freeland. But yeah, I just felt like his skill set would fit fit the Panthers to a T, pretty good. So it made me feel good when we selected him in the first round. So center, like I said, it's gonna have its, I think it's gonna be a camp battle because I love Sam Heck. Sam Heck was another offensive lineman that I scouted during the off season. I had him, potentially going in the third round. I typically don't use or look at players and play, oh, I think he could be a first round pick, second round pick, third round pick, whatever. I usually don't do that. But with Sam Heck, like his skill set was undeniable. There was nothing that you could look at really and say that you don't like. And I definitely had him like my number 2. I think it was like number 2 or number 3 center on the board this offseason. And like I said, with Robert Hunt. So those are the unknowns. Those are the things that kind of makes you worry a little bit about the offensive line, because we know we need a strong offensive line to protect Bryce. And in the trenches, where the offense and defense, your offense and your defense is going to go. I'm sorry. Yeah, the team is going to go as the trenches go. So if you got good trenches on both sides of the ball, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a pretty good team. So for us offensively, we definitely need to shore up the offensive line, make it a strength again. And hopefully it can continue to help Bryce grow as a quarterback, open up holes for the run game, and let this team do what we hope it can do. And that brings me to my next point. We talk about the run game efficiency. So last year, we started the year off with Chuba Hubbard being the bell cow, being the starter running back. We didn't see much. Rico Dowdle. Then Chuba gets hurt. I believe it was his calf. And Rico Dowdle stepped in. Now, for people that wasn't familiar with Rico Dowdle game, he had 1,000-yard season the season before in Dallas. Now I don't know exactly why Dallas didn't try to keep him. He definitely helped that team the year before. As far as being a steady running back in that starting position, that starting role that he was in. I believe he was in Dallas for like 3 or 4 years. And the first 3 years, he was pretty much, splitting carries, was like the backup. And then he got the starting role. That year, I think he put up, if I'm not mistaken, was 1,100 yards or 1,000 yards, something like that. He was over 1,000 yards, I know. But I don't understand why Dallas didn't try to keep him. So we got him, good deal. We didn't spend a whole lot of money. And when he got his opportunity, he shined. He was doing things the first 2 or 3 games that he played and had people like, well, damn, we ain't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? Well, where this been? This is what we've been looking for in the running back. This is what we've been wanting our running game to look like. Putting pressure on the defense. You know, being running tough and hard in between the tackles. You know, keeping the defense honest, making them drop a safety in the box because they can't stop the run game. And he did that. He did his thing while Chuba was out. He was definitely the bell cow. You know, we rolled his back for I know 2, 3, 4 wins. That's not unfair to say, but he wasn't the only reason. The main reason, but not the only reason. So I definitely give Rico Dowdle that much respect and wish him well in Pittsburgh. But this year, it's going to be Chuba Hubbard and hopefully, God willing, Jonathan Brooks. So what is that efficiency going to look like if Jonathan Brooks can come back and stay healthy this season? I have no idea. I don't think nobody really knows just what it's going to look like. Okay. But we can speculate, we can hope. But with some of the speculations that you hear out there, man, it just gets like I said earlier about having expectations. But having expectations that's realistic. Don't put the expectations so far out there, and then when said player doesn't meet your expectations, then you look at him like he was a failure or he's a bust. And that's not always the case. All right. Like I said, he's coming back from 2 ACL injuries. This is 3rd year, and I think he's only played in 2 total games, 2 or 3 games, a total of 9 snaps. Well, 9 carries that he got. I'll say that. Yeah. So there's a lot to be desired when it comes to Jonathan Brooks. And depending on what side of the fence you on, some people feel like, you know, he gonna be great and be what he was at Texas, and by the middle of the year, he's gonna be running back 1. You got some people that say, well, let's just wait and see. You know, he got to get out there and prove it and earn it. I'm more of the latter. You know what I'm saying? You got to wait and see. We don't know. Do I hope he is the running back that he once was? Of course, absolutely. I would love for him to be the running back that he once was at Texas. Do I know he's going to be that? Absolutely not. So I can only hope that he can be the guy that we want him to be. And when you combine that with Chuba and then, you know, AJ Dillon, you know, being your bell cow on like 4th and 1 or, you know, 4th and inches, 3rd and 1 or something like that, then yes, I think you have a nice 3-headed backfield spearheaded by Chuba and Jonathan Brooks. And they can give us what hopefully now this is truly going against everything I just said. But hopefully they can get to that point where they are like Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. Now, I know I said that, and I know that just far out field, you know, far out in left field. But that's my hope. That's my hope. And I'm not putting those expectations on him, you know, to be disappointed. But yeah, I will love to see. I would love to see him get back to being the type of runner he was at Texas. So let me see. 336 says Heck is fast too. Zone blocking on the second level. He's great at it. He's great at it, man. Just off the top of the head, I could just break down what it is that I loved about him. One, I loved his balance, his stance, how quick he comes off the ball, hand placement, whether it's zone blocking, redirecting his hands, uh, getting leverage on the defender, and definitely reaching the second level. I don't think there was one time where I saw him reach the level and he didn't find work. A lot of times you'll see offensive linemen make a block, go to the second level, and then they just looking around like they looking for somebody to hit or to make contact with. No, not with him. He knew exactly where he's going and who he's supposed to get. And I like that. I like that about him. He reminds me a lot of Tyler Linderbaum. Tyler Linderbaum coming out of Iowa was a little bit small. I think he was like 295, 290, something like that. But he had that wrestling background. Like I think Sam Hick has a wrestling background as well. They short. Technique is solid. Yeah. I think he's gonna definitely be a pro's pro for a long time in the NFL. And that's one of the reasons why I believe that center position is up for grabs in training camp. Luke Fortner, you can say that he has the heads up right now because he's the veteran. He's done it already. But I don't think there's too much of a difference right now between Sam Heck and Luke Fortner. So don't be surprised if come week 1, Sam Heck is your starting center. But like I said, that's going to all be based on once you put the pads on, what can you show us? Can you show us that you deserve to be the starting center? Or do you need more time to grow? So therefore, we just make you the backup. So we'll see. We'll definitely see when it comes to that. See, Will Robinson tip drill Will, and he is fondly known between me and CJ, said the investments we have made over the past 3 seasons in the trenches is remarkable. It is. I have to push back on that a little bit. That's because of the defensive side. But I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to jump the gun. I'll get to that in a minute. But we have made some strong investments along the offensive line. And I remember fondly, I remember fondly how Panther Nation was up in arms because we spent so much money on Robert Hunt and Damian Lewis as if they forgot what the offensive line looked like the year prior. It seemed like they forgot. It seemed like they forgot. It kills me on one end. You say go out and get everybody. Every big name free agent that's out there. Dave and Dan, y'all need to go get them. Scott Fitterer, when he was here, I'm gonna be in on every deal. Go get them. But then when we go get said players and we give them the bag, the first thing I hear, oh man, we spent too much money, man. He got too much money, man. He shouldn't have got this and this and that. I'm like, well, damn. Either we shopping at Macy's or we shopping at Dollar General. Which one you want? And you got to pick a struggle. Cause damn, we can't do both. We cannot do both. Oh man. Yeah, Will, you right. They ain't never happy. That's it right there. They ain't never happy. CJ said up in arms ain't it. They underwear was all up there. Yeah. Hey, cuz. Hey. You right. You right. You right. You are definitely right about that. Yeah, man. Just I don't get it. I don't get it. So I'm of the mindset, hey, do what we need to do to bring in the talent that we need to bring in to help make our team successful. And when we do that, and we continue to do that like we have the past 3 years, I think the fan base will be happier. The city of Charlotte be happier. the state of North Carolina be happier, and fans of the Carolina Panthers would be happier across the board. You know what I'm saying? So you got to spend money to get good quality players, because what you won't do, somebody else will. What you won't do, somebody else will. And that's the truth of the matter. All right. Let's see. Go in the comments. CJ say, I like Lowe's. Yeah, you and me both. Lowe's and Home Depot. And Best Buy for electronics. Don't forget Best Buy. Kevin Hubbard said, what's good, Panther Nation? What's good, Kevin? Hey, appreciate you pulling up on me, man, for the inaugural show of Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Hope to see more of you. Getting tongue-tied, all that, man. First day jitters for me. See, CJ said, Kevin Hubbard, what's good? Okay. All right. So the next step, hold on one second. The next topic is Bryce Young's pocket command. Now, how many times have this been talked about? Ever since his rookie year. Everything has been about, and to this day, I still hear people talk about his pocket command. I don't think now, I'm not talking about then, but now, I don't think his pocket command is bad. That's not what I worry about when it comes to Bryce. His main thing that I haven't liked from the beginning and still don't like to this day is his footwork. I don't think he has good footwork in the pocket. Now, he makes do and he makes things work the way it works for him. I understand that. But there's sometimes where those things that work for him can get him in trouble when he's in the pocket. You know, we already know Bryce is short. Okay. They can't do nothing about that. He is what he is. He's been playing quarterback, playing the position at the height all his life, pretty much. But that doesn't mean that there's things that he don't need to clean up. All right. And his footwork, in my opinion, is the thing that he needs to clean up the most. His footwork. So that's what I wanted to say. I think he has a better command of the pocket. Giving up protection calls. His command in the pocket. Being able to see and read the defense. I believe it's more clear now than what it was his rookie season. His rookie season, there was a whole lot of everything going on around him. We pretty much know what his rookie season looked like, and you know, all of that wasn't on him. I'll say that, and that's what I've always said. Everything ain't always on him. People make it seem like, you know, every loss is on him, but when they win, Bryce has very little to do with it. Now, make that make sense to me. This is the same quarterback that touched the ball every play, and no matter if the team wins or lose. So if you're gonna talk about him negatively when we lose, you have to give him some respect and kind of praise him when we win. That's how I look at it. I'm going to critique him bad or good. That's just how I do. I'm going to critique him bad or good, no matter what. So y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think about Bryce Young's pocket command and the run game efficiency and the offensive line protection, the things that I have mentioned and talked about thus far. Y'all let me know what y'all think. So my next thing is going to be the defensive front depth. And Will mentioned earlier that we have made good investments on the depth chart on both sides of the ball. Pretty much, I think that's what he said. So the investments we have made over the past 3 years in the trenches is remarkable. So I'm going to assume that he was talking about both sides of the ball. The reason why I pushed back on that a little bit, because I don't think we've made that big of investment on the defensive side as we have on the offensive side. We still haven't found Derrick Brown a consistent running mate. We had one the last 2 years with Ashawn Robinson. I don't know why we didn't sign him and bring him back. I thought Ashawn Robinson played good enough to warrant being brought back. Let's remember, the year that Derrick Brown was out, Ashawn Robinson led the team in sacks. It wasn't the ends or linebackers. Ashawn Robinson led the defense in sacks. Okay, so outside of Ashawn Robinson, I mean, the jury is still out on Turk Wharton. We know what it was on Shy Tuttle. I don't even want to bring that even into discussion, because that was a catastrophe from the beginning, and the way that Evero utilized him on the defense. I mean, he basically played him out of position, and it did nothing positive for the defense or the player. Okay, so outside of those guys, there hasn't been a significant upgrade for the interior defensive line. I think, that there's a lot that people are banking on Lee Hunter. I'm not big on Lee Hunter like some people are. I know he had a great season at Texas Tech last year. Kudos to him. Give him all the props in the world. But I remember what he looked like 2 years prior at UCF, at Central Florida. It wasn't that old. It wasn't overwhelming, but it wasn't underwhelming either. It was just average. It was just average. So when you hear them hype him up the way that they hyped him up this offseason before the draft and things of that nature, that's basically based off of what he did at Texas Tech. And when you look at the Texas Tech defense last year, he had some dogs around him that opened up, areas for him to dominate. So hopefully that can translate. He could translate that to the defensive front for the Panthers, because now he's going to get a lot more opportunity now that Turk Wharton is out, and now somebody has to step in to fill that void. And I believe Lee Hunter is going to get first crack at doing that. I would love to see us run a true 3-4 this year. Like I mentioned before, you got Derrick Brown, Bobby Brown, and Lee Hunter. Then you got your two edge rushers in Scorton and Phillips. That's what I would love to see. That, to me, that is a solid base 3-4 defense. And of course, you're gonna have Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Wallace at linebacker. So that's gonna be more than likely your starting front seven when week 1 kicks off. Okay. Let's see. CJ said A-Rod was a cap casualty. Yeah, but that cap number wasn't as big as I thought it would be. It wasn't as big of a factor as it was made out to be. I think there was some other things that could have been done with some other contracts to kind of like cover for that, for whatever we were going to lose with Ashawn Robinson. I think there were some other moves, some other restructures that could have been done to kind of soften that blow, and Ashawn Robinson would still be on the team. All right. Tip Drill Will said, if Turk would have hit, our D line would have been much better. Facts. That's big facts. CJ said facts, Will. All right. J Hudge 1246 said we need a 3-4 defensive end. Hey, J Hud, hey, appreciate you being here, man. Thank you for supporting me on the first day of the morning kickoff. And I think we have a 3-4 defensive end. And matter of fact, we have a plethora of them. The defensive end / linebackers, in my opinion, is the deepest room that we have on the team. Why do you say that, Tony? Well, I appreciate you for asking. So when you look at Nick Scorton and Jalen Phillips as your two edge rushers, outside linebackers, edge rushers, and then right behind them, you have Pat Jones and Prince Umami-Ellen. To me, that is a hell of a four-man rotation. That means you can take Jalen Phillips and Nick Scorton out for a series, and then put in Princely and Pat, and the production won't drop off a cliff. I don't think there's much difference when you put those two in over Jalen Phillips and Nick Scorton to give them a breather. So I think we were very, very solid at the defensive end position. Hold on, I think he said something. He said, "Nah, not edge, defensive end." Well, in a 3-4, that defensive end is going to be the outside linebacker. 3-4, your interior defensive lineman is going to be your defensive tackles and your nose tackle. All right, so you're talking about from the 3 technique to the 0 technique. That's where those 3 are going to be at predominantly. Your edge or rush outside linebackers, they could be in your 5 or your 7 techniques 9 times out of 10. SC Panther Boy, what's up, SC? I was hoping you was going to make it. Big shout out to you, man. He's been a long-time supporter of CJ and I, even when we had 2 fans in the stands, man. So big up SC. Appreciate you pulling up for the inaugural episode of Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion and with your host, your boy, Coach Tony, as you so generously call me whenever you see me pop up in the chat. So I appreciate that. CJ said it was $10 million cap hit. Yeah. I remember what the cap hit was. I still think it was doable. Because there was some, like I said, there were some restructures on the team that we didn't even follow through on when we was making some of these off-season acquisitions. And I just felt like there was some restructuring, some things that could have been done to soften that hit that we would have taken if we would have kept Ashawn. So that's what I was talking about with that. Let's see. Reality Beats 11 said, "What's up, Tony? What's up, Reality? Hey, appreciate you pulling up on me on the inaugural episode of Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Hey, I'm going to be live with you guys Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So subscribe to the channel. You can subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. Also subscribe to CJ's channel, the Carolina Armchair GM CJ. Subscribe to both channels. Turn those post notifications on. So each morning you can vibe on your way to work, on your way home from work, whether you're getting the kids dressed, getting them out the door, in the gym, getting your workout on, whatever the case may be, man. I'm going to be here every morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., bringing good vibes, good conversation, deal with facts, debate about it all. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal. That's what I hope to bring to each and every one of you. That that is tuning in today and that will tune in the future. So, like I said, if you haven't already subscribed, I appreciate it if you will go ahead to subscribe to both channels. Um, Before I get into the next discussion, let me tell y'all a little bit about my Patreon page. Let me make sure I pull it up and share it. Let me see. So I have set up a Patreon page, and this is a community that we're going to really dive into when it comes to watching film. Film breakdown, whether it be pro, college, or anything of that matter, we're going to be able to do it right here. All right. So click on membership. We got 3 tiers. All right. So you have the fan zone, which is $4 a month. The film room access, which is the one that you probably want to join. That's where you're going to start getting the film access. This is where we take a deep dive, where we can talk about scheme, formation, techniques, sequencing, anything related to football. And this is full game breakdowns. These are not no highlights. We're not picking and choosing certain plays. We're going to pick a game. We're going to watch the whole game. Even college, I have access to college. So when we scouting players, potentially for next year or wherever the case may be, we can break each player down game by game. And I have, full game clips of those guys. So learning how to watch film, if you don't know how to watch film, which a lot of people don't, let's just be honest. If you don't know how to watch film, break it down for you and show you how to watch film. And the goal is to help people marry the expectations to the film, right? So you can't go out and speak highly of a player, but then what you see on film don't match what you say. Let the film determines how you feel about a player. All right. The film determines how you feel about a player. So that's my goal with this community. The film room access, you're gonna have access to that. And if you join the film room access, you also get what's available in the fan zone. So you see here everything in fan zone, exclusive film room breakdowns, Panthers analysis, college football discussions, college football discussion and analysis, draft prospect breakdowns, and player evaluations. That's $8 a month. And the one I'm hoping that's going to be more popular is the debate table VIP. Okay, so this is going to be for the strongest supporters of Unbiased Sports Talk. So the VIP members will get a deeper access to the show, priority topic, input, exclusive football discussions, member-driven debates, and a premium NFL, Panthers, college football, draft, and film room content. The debate table VIP will help shape the community, right? Will definitely help shape the community. The input for the VIP is going to definitely be taken into consideration. We can talk about things, chop it up. You guys can tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see on a particular show, all that. So you get everything in the fan zone in the film room, and you get priority top requests, monthly VIP question and Q&A, submit debate topics, VIP football discussions, premium football breakdowns, and member shout out opportunities. There's a couple of things that I want to add. I don't know exactly what just yet, but I know there's some other little perks that I want to add to that table. But yeah, the VIPs, the VIPs would definitely be able to put their thumb on the nail, if you will, and help shape the community. There's things that I could do on Patreon that I can't necessarily do in YouTube, especially when it comes to college film and things like that. And I don't want to go through all the restrictions of what YouTube has in place. I don't want to deal with all that. So it took me a while to get this set up. So again, fan zone price is $4 a month. Film room access is $8 a month. Debate table is $12 a month. Now I will tell you the prices will be different. They will go up come week 1 of the regular season. Not this week, maybe by the end of the week, or definitely first next week, I'll start giving a little snippet of what we're going to be doing when it comes to film room breakdown and some of the gadgets and things that I have to help people help identify players and identify certain coverages and formations and things of that nature. So there's going to be a lot more into it that I don't really want to get into just by talking about it right now. But there's definitely going to be a lot more to get into, and it's definitely going to be well worth the money. And I promise you, nobody else in Panther Nation is doing it like I'm about to do it. So you can hang your hat on that, bet your bottom dollar, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, see if I can put the link. I have it somewhere. What did I do with it? Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the link to the Patreon, and I'll put it in the chat. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it should be coming through any minute. Did it come through? Oh, yeah, there it is. There it is. Oh, CJ already put it up? Appreciate you, cuz. If you put it up before me. No, I'm slow as shit. And I posted it. Yeah. Hold on. Because it's posting as CJ or me? Oh, it's posting as CJ. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's the link to the Patreon. If you want to join, get in early, become a member. I'm going to be posting stuff there daily, polls, post show information on there. So once the live is finished, I'll definitely have stuff up there for everyone to see. Let's see. There was something else. Go back. So you can already kind of see the posts, some of the posts that I've already put up there just to get started. Welcome, to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. Talking about the field room access, the fan zone. Got a member debate question up there. Letting you know what you get inside Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, things of that nature. So starting today, definitely, a little bit more information will be available on there as well. And let me post this link right here. Let's see. This link right here, you click this link. This will take you to the YouTube channel. And I also have a Twitter page. You can subscribe and follow me on Twitter as well. Let's see if let's see. We got that. All right. And one more posts because I don't have um Cash App. Cash App is not available here in the UAE, but I do have PayPal. Okay, so if you like the content and you want to support the channel, um, you can feel free to make a love offering, is what I call it. Show your love for the channel, show your love, for the content. Hell, even just show love for me. I'll take it too. All right. So those are the 3 or 4 links right there that gets you to the YouTube channel, X, and PayPal link. If you ever want to, feel free to send a donation. Like I said, I don't have Cash App, so I do use PayPal. Antonio McClanahan said, "What's up, Tony? What's up, Antonio? Hey, you another person that I would love to see on a daily basis, man. You've been rocking with CJ and I from when we had 2 fans in stands, Will Robinson, Tip Drill Will. So have you. I skipped over B. Amos. I can't forget my boy B. Amos. He's been rocking with us ever since 2 fans in stands. Hey, thank you guys for pulling up to the inaugural episode of the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I'll be coming to you guys every weekday, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. So we're going to bring good vibes, good energy. If you get invited up to the, get invited up to the panel, hey, just read the room, come with some good energy, be respectful. Because, a lot of the stuff that we have or that I see on other panels, we ain't doing that over here. For one thing, it's too damn early in the morning for all that. And I know people don't want to hear that 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to keep it copacetic. We're going to, grown man conversation or lady. Ladies are definitely welcome. Feel free to pull up. So yeah. Let me read some more comments. See, they say not the love offering. Yeah, man. Yeah. Whatever your heart desire, whatever the Lord puts on your heart to share. You know what I'm saying? Just passing the collection plate. That's all. Panther Pickle said, "What's up, y'all? What's up, Pickle? Hey, glad to see you, my boy. Welcome to the inaugural kickoff or the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Showing love to the channel. I definitely appreciate that." King James 0112 said, "What's good, Tony? What's good, my boy?" Said, "What's good?" Hey, welcome to the inaugural episode of a morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you pulling up. Hey, you guys could be doing anything else anywhere, but you choose to be here with me, and I greatly appreciate it. And I hope this is something that you can look forward to each and every morning while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing. All right? Greatly appreciate it. So I'm gonna drop a link in the chat so we can debate a little bit. Now, one thing I'm not gonna have is a whole bunch of people on the chat. I mean, on the panel. That's just not what I'm going to do. All right. Oh, that's wrong. I don't know how. Hold up. CJ showed me how to do this. There we go. Yeah. So get drop the link in a second. And almost forgot. Oh, here it is. And you guys can come up and we can we can debate a little bit about what's going on. I got a couple good questions that we can debate about. So there's a link right there. I have it set to where I don't have no more than 4 people total on the stage, and that's me included. So there's me and 3 other people that could be up on the stage. That's the way I want to control the crowd noise, if you will. Keep everything, keep everything in good spirits, but we can have a good debate about it. All right. So anybody want to hit that link and pull up? It's right there. Okay. Let's see. See if I missed anything in the chat. All right. CJ said Antonio McClanahan was good. Quante Lewis with the big eyes. What you mean by that, Quante? I don't know what you mean by that. Let's see. DCAS, my man DCAS. What's going on, my guy? He said, Tony, do you think they rock with Trevin? Personally, I don't see him staying healthy. I want to trade for Ivan Pace Jr. or Smell Munden Jr., somebody that can compete. That's a good question. That is a good question, man. I don't know. I don't know if he can stay healthy. I don't know. I do know this offseason, he started off wearing a red no contact jersey during the offseason. And then the last thing I heard, and this is through the Panthers, I think Claude Chirelis was also in the red non-contact jersey. And so that, to me, that's not a good look if already in the OTAs where there's no contact at all, and you already in the red no contact jersey. So that can lead you to believe that he's not fully healthy as of yet. I don't know what he's going to be come training camp, So I hope he's ready. I really do, because outside of Devin Lloyd, we ain't really got nothing else at linebacker, dog. We really don't have anything else at linebacker. That's one position that I feel is the weakest room on the defense, is that linebacker position. So I hope, outside of Devin Lloyd, if Trevor Wallace ain't ready to go come week 1, that's gonna be a problem. And I want to see how Evero deals with that. I want to see how they deal with that. That's why in this draft, the first 2 picks, I want a left tackle and a linebacker. I like I said, it wasn't that I don't like Lee Hunter. I just don't think I just didn't think at that time Lee Hunter filled a immediate void that was needed, like we needed on linebacker. All our linebackers were hurt last year. Everybody had injury problems last year. I think even Christian Roseboom even had some injuries and missed a game or 2 last year. And we didn't really do anything outside of Devin Lloyd to address that. So, yes, it's definitely a vulnerability for me. It's definitely a weak spot in the defense, in my opinion. And we'll see how they handle that. So let me bring my boy Tip Drill Will to the stage. Where you at, Will?
To you what I was running, man. I was listening to you when I was running.
Hey, man, I'm nervous, doing all kind of crazy stuff. What's up, Will?
I'm good, man. Can you hear me? I'm good, man. Can you hear me?
I don't know, Will.
Tony,
Is Will
Tony,
having?
can you hear me? Tony, can you
there,
hear me?
Will? We can't hear you.
All I hear is an echo. I can't hear anybody.
Can y'all hear Will?
Well, let me drop out
Well,
and
let
come
me
back
drop out
in.
and come back in.
So y'all can so y'all can hear Will, but I can't. That's crazy. I don't know why I can't hear him. Yeah, we can't hear each other. That's weird. Stage. Hey, Will, you there?
I can hear you.
I can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Can you hear me?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hold on one second. Maybe it's my earpiece. Hold on. 'Cause I see the meter moving. Can you hear me now, Will?
I can hear you
I
just
can hear
fine.
you just fine.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Hmm. Hold on, real quick, Will. Hold on, I'm coming. All right, Will, can you say something now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, now I hear you. Yeah, my
Great.
bad,
Great.
man. I apologize. It looked like my ears, my headset cut out.
Oh, no problem. No
Yeah,
problem at all, man.
yeah. Hey, appreciate you pulling up on me, man. First
Hey,
inaugural
no problem.
episode of Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. And I got my man
Yeah.
Tip Drill Will in the building. Long time supporter,
Hey.
man. Long time
Yeah.
supporter.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Long time
I
supporter.
caught on to you and CJ back in the day when y'all was at training camp and y'all did a podcast from the hotel lobby
Yeah. Oh no, I had an
at
Airbnb
training.
for the 2 weeks I was there. So after
Oh, you
training
had an
camp,
Airbnb? Yeah.
yeah, after training camp, we would go back to where I was staying at and do like a little
Okay.
live recap of the day of what we saw at training camp. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So talk to
Yeah.
me.
That was
So
cool,
let's
man.
get into this. Let's get into this debate question. All right. So
Okay.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. All right. So
Mhm.
whichever way you go, I'm gonna go the opposite way, just to make it
Okay.
interesting. All
All
right.
right.
And say it's okay. So the question is: say, given the Panthers' positive offseason momentum, Is it fair to raise expectations now, or should fans wait until padded practices in preseason football before buying in? So is the expectation too
Yeah.
fast, or should we is your argument for raising expectations or against raising expectations too fast?
I think it's okay to be. I think it's okay to be. We're fans. We're fanatics. So it's okay to be a little bit delusional up front. Like we
Right.
got Devin Lloyd. We got Jalen Phillips. We just coming off a playoff berth. Regardless of how we got there, we coming into a playoff berth. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wanted to be there. They couldn't get there. We got in there.
Right.
We have a lot of things to be positive about going into this season. It's okay to be a little delusional going into this season. That's my opinion.
Okay. So you for the raised expectations, right?
Yes, I'm for it.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. All right. And my reasoning would be is off-season football can really fool people. That, like you said, by people being delusional, sometimes they can let their delusion fool them into thinking what should be realistic isn't really realistic. Good energy doesn't equal good protection. Good practice tempo doesn't guarantee red zone touchdowns. Mini camp success don't prove the run game can move people. The team isn't showing its full pressure package, full coverage plan, the real physical identity in June. So when you out there in t-shirt and shorts, everything kind of looks good to you, right? Everything kind of looks good to you at that point. And, people see things like that and they get so excited. And like you just mentioned, get into that delusional mindset, and it makes the expectations so much further to the moon. And so when said player doesn't meet those unrealistic expectations, now they say he's a bust. Now they talk junk about him. But was your expectations realistic in the beginning? That's that would be my pushback on that. What you say to that?
So valid points, right? But how much fun would it be if you had to wait all the time and not be able to speculate? How much fun would that be as a fan? Right?
No, yeah, right.
I'm a fan. I review tape and I look at, I speculate and all those things. And you're right. The off season is not won in OTAs and training camp and mini camp and, in mini camp and all those things. Doesn't really start happening in practice and all those things. I get that, but it has to start somewhere. So with, and I believe that our soft season really started right after that game, our playoff game, because we then knew that we could be somebody. Right then, my delusion started when I was walking out of that stadium. I started getting delusional then, because and everybody said nobody knew this for sure. I was like, if we had the right linebacker, that tight end wouldn't have caught that ball down the seam, and we would be off to a playoff. We'd be off to divisional rounds.
Oh, you talking about the play that
The play
Higbee caught the ball on the sidelines over Trayvon Moore?
Correct. If we would have had the right linebacker play, Higbee wouldn't have been matched up on Morey. So
you feel like a linebacker should have been in coverage on that play instead of the safety?
Yeah.
But what if the scheme called for Trayvon Moore to be in coverage at that particular time?
I get it. I'm being delusional as a fan. So
okay.
You're not gonna get me off of my grandeur. You're still
No.
I am roses and rainbows right now.
I'm just asking questions.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that that inside linebacker play would have given us options.
Yeah.
That Devin Lloyd had 5 interceptions last season. People were very hesitant to throw the ball across the middle or in the seam with him there. So when people was talking about me, and so as I was walking out that stadium, I said, if we had fixed our inside linebacker problem all season, we wouldn't have had this problem.
Yeah.
So my delusion started then.
Okay. Hey, D Cash said, tell Will, Tony, tell Will, I don't know about that. That tight end was 6'7" with a perfectly placed pass. Not many guys could have stopped that. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, D Cash. I agree with you wholeheartedly because
I got it.
in the moment, it broke everybody's heart when he caught that ball. And the first thing that we wanted to do, which I probably did too, I ain't gonna lie, was blame Trevor Moore because it looked like his effort. It just didn't look like he gave a full effort on defending that pass. Now, like DCAS just said, the ball was perfectly placed. It probably wouldn't. There probably wasn't anything he could have done to break that play up. I get it, but I just wish there was, and I hope it was. I was hoping that it was at the time, and I was kind of mad that he didn't do whatever he needed to do to make sure that boy didn't catch the ball. But when you go back and look at that play, I don't think no other quarterback at that time could have made that throw. But also, like DCAS said right here, better pressure would have helped.
Oh, yes, sir. See?
And I 100% agree with that. What you think, Will?
Yes. But to DCash's point, I think he's helping me in my analysis because my delusion started right there, like where we have things that we can systematically fix that can help us with next season. And
Right.
I was on Devin Lloyd as soon as people start talking about free agency acquisitions. I was like, it's Devin Lloyd. I didn't even think Jalen Phillips would even be an option for us. I thought Philly was going to wrap him up quickly. So I was dead set on getting Devin Lloyd this offseason. And we got him. And we got Jalen Phillips, which Jalen Phillips, his pressures were like dang near the total amount of pressures we had as the Panthers, himself. So how do you expect for somebody like me to be a fan that's already delusional not to be even more delusional?
Hey, what you mean by that, Will? Give us a better definition of your delusion.
Okay. All right. If I must. So
you shall.
Okay. So for me, as a fan, I'm already walking out the stadium in that wild card round saying we should have won this game. Then you take me into the offseason and you go and you get the two best defensive players in their position. One, a second team All-Pro. Another guy who had just as many pressures as dang near our whole team. We've never done that. We've never invested like that in free agency. I mean, we played our own people, but in free agency, we haven't done that. So then that led me to believe that Dan Morgan believes that we almost there too. So Dan Morgan is playing with me as well. He making me believe that we almost there, right? Now, with that being said, I'm already at 15 wins in my head, and we ain't played a snap.
Yeah, that would be the definition of delusion.
Now I have dialed it down. You know, I have took an appetite suppressant. Right. I think I do think that we could get 11 wins. 11 wins. 11 wins is not out of the realm of possibilities.
It's not. It really isn't. I got us at a possibly 10-7. 10-7 right now, without seeing anything in the preseason to boost my hopes or discourage my hopes. I just see right now 10 wins. 10 wins right now. And I think that's good. I still think we are on a good trajectory to becoming who we want to become.
Yes, I do. And so me being a fan, I expect, and there's certain things, there's just certain games that I want bad. I can't,
right.
For whatever reason, I never had beef with Chicago fan base, but now I do. I don't know what their problem is.
Right.
Right? So even if y'all won the trade, if you think you won the trade, why are you bothering me?
Yeah, that kills me. I was watching that the other night on Unk channel. Shout out Unk 2020 for allowing me to really be on there the past 2 or 3 weeks. I really been on there kicking it with those dudes over there, man, having a good time, stuff like that. Some good conversations have come up over there in the past few weeks that I've been coming on regularly or whatnot. So shout out to 2020. Where was I at?
You was talking about Chicago fans.
Yeah. But when you argue, and this is just with any conversation, those dudes were loving it because they in the chat just typing, and everybody on the panel is going ape shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? But they just back there typing, having a good time, laughing, because they feel like they got us in our feelings. It's funny. It's funny to me. To each his own. However you want to fan, hey, that's on you. That I ain't got nothing to do with that. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
I want that Chicago game. Because we just need to put that behind us. Just put it behind us. Just go ahead, collect this W. Let's let Chuba Hubbard run down the middle. Let's control the line of scrimmage. They have a problem with their interior defensive line. They got some holes there. Let's exploit that. Let's run the ball down their throat. Let's go ahead and get that W in Bank of America Stadium week 1 and never talk about them again. We good. If we see y'all in the playoffs, sure, we'll see you in the playoffs.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Well, so the Panthers still have to prove they can win when the game gets uncomfortable. So that means, can the offensive line hold up? Can Bryce Young beat pressure? Can the receivers separate on schedule? That definitely has been a topic of discussion past few years, not having wide receivers that can create separation and get open. Can the defense stop the run? We showed a lot of improvement last year as opposed to the year before, but can we keep that up? And I think in order for this defense to really be successful and to take that next step, you have to be able to stop the run on first and second downs. You have to be able to do it. And can the staff adjust when the first plan does not work? That's definitely has been a topic of discussion. Like it seems like there's never no halftime adjustments. You know what I'm saying? We come out in the second half still trying to do the same things we were doing in the first half, whether we were winning or losing. So hopefully the adjustments will get better this year. Whatever that may look like, I just feel like we didn't take making halftime adjustments as serious as we should have. I'll say that.
Well, do you think that it was because Dave had a lot on his plate?
Yeah. I definitely feel that way. That's definitely a strong possibility. And I can appreciate him being man enough to realize that and say that, you know what? in order to better help and assist this team, I need to take a step back as the play caller, delegate that duty to somebody else, and focus more on the full team, the whole team, instead of just the offensive side. So by him being the head coach and now him having his hand into everything, I think that would be more beneficial as a whole, to the team in general. What you think about that?
Me too. I really think that, but also I also think that he had to bring in different advisors. I think having Bevel there, because I think he trusts Bevel. He's like Bevel has been a mentor of his. And then there was another guy that they brought in. His name Scooter or something like that. Is the offense is
Right,
the special teams coordinator's dad named Scooter or something
right,
like that. He said that
right,
he's not going to be there during the week, but he'll be breaking down film and all that stuff for them from home. I think him having sounding boards and him being able to have people that he trusts to be able to give him advice is going to be instrumental. You know, that mentorship, people don't understand that, always being mentored. That's a process that happens for the rest of your entire life. You know,
yeah,
I'm 54 years old, 53 years old, and I still have mentors that mentor me till today. And you just have
right.
to have that because you're never going to know everything and see everything.
Facts. That's facts. That's facts. All right, well, we're gonna move on to the next one. All right, the topic 2. All right. So Bryce Young is getting more respect. That matters to a lot of people. But respect and proof are not the same thing. A list can tell you people are noticing. It cannot tell you the job is finished. So now we have to ask the quarterback question the right way. Real respect or more pressure? So here's the facts. Bryce Young was ranked number 98 on the NFL Top 100 list. That recognition shows that people around the league are noticing his improvement. He is still in a prove it stage because the Panthers offense must turn growth into consistent production. His evaluation is tied to coaching, protection, receiver separation, run game support, and his own decision making. Okay? So here's the context behind that. So the quarterback evaluation is never just one thing. You can never just hone in and say we just gonna focus on this and evaluate this, right? So you cannot judge Bryce by only box score numbers, which a lot of people do, because like I said before, a lot of people swear they know how to watch film, but they have no idea what they're looking at. They rely heavily on the box score numbers. You cannot excuse everything around him forever. Also, so the fair evaluation has to include: is the protection giving him a real pocket? Is the play calling creating easy answers? Are receivers separating at the right time? Is the run game keeping offense out of long yardage situations? Is Bryce playing with the command pre-snap? Is the ball coming out on time? Is he creating explosive plays without forcing the ball? Is he turning structure into production? That is the standard. Recognition is good, but the next step is proving that the recognition on the field. So the next debate question, Will. So does Bryce Young top 100 recognition prove he is turning the corner, or does it simply raise the pressure for him to produce this season? So
It's
you got an
just
argument. So you got an argument for he is turning the corner, and an argument for the pressure just got higher. Whichever one you choose, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction.
the pressure just got higher. That's all that means.
Okay.
He
Okay.
hasn't shown the level of consistency
to have anyone reasonably say that he has arrived.
Okay.
It's just not there yet. That doesn't mean that I don't think if you ask me, do I think he'll get there? Yes. You will never hear me say that he's not going to get there. But that 98 ranking just shows me that people recognize it. His vote, not just us in the internal fan base, but two, the expectations are now there. We don't expect for you to just perform. We don't expect you we expect for you we expect to win games because of you, as well as for you to control the offense in a way that puts us in a winning position.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go the other way just to play devil's advocate a little bit. I believe he is still turning the corner. I believe he's turning the corner. Let me say that. The quarterback development, it could be messy. You know, early struggles don't automatically define a career, as we have witnessed with Bryce in the first, I guess you could say, year and a half, if you will. Some people feel like he's still struggling, or he's still not there yet. But quarterback development can be messy. Early struggles don't define the career. Um, but if the league is starting to recognize the improvement, that means that the arrow is pointing in the right direction, I believe, because when I say about the league starting to recognize his improvement, I'm talking about his peers. So the top 100 is voted on by his peers, people that he has played against, people that have conversations in locker rooms, the game before we um, um, play the Panthers. I think people are more wary of him at the quarterback position than they were the first year, when they just was, when it was just all about selling out and trying to get the Bryce, and trying to make him crack under pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but by him being voted number 98, however people feel about that, his peers put him in that. And that means this past year, not year 1 or year 2, but year 3, they felt like the play that the play that he put on display on the field warrant enough attention and recognition that they put him in the top 100. So I don't think that's nothing to sneeze at. I think that speaks highly about his improvement and about what his peers feel about him, not the fans, not the media, um, not anybody that doesn't play the game, or where the case may be. This is how we was talking about having a peer review. This was his peers reviewing his play of 2025, and they felt that it warranted him being ranked number 98. So, with more stability and better structure, a clearer offensive identity, I believe Bryce has a chance to show that the early problems were not only about him. The It had a lot to do about his environment, right? So if the support system improves, which I believe it has, and the continuity, with the same coaches playing in the same offense going into his third year, his production should improve too. So
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. Yeah. Go ahead, Will.
yeah, I agree. And it amazes me, like, and I'm talking about like the talking heads on, the national media and that type stuff. They were freaking out that Bryce Young was at 98. And it's because it goes against their analysis of Bryce. And to their defense, I know they're not watching the Panthers. They too busy watching the Chiefs and the Eagles and that type stuff, which
Right.
that's where most of the eyeballs are. But then you got other people who actually are paying attention to what the Panthers were doing. You know, and I just go to like, and I hate to mention his name because I'm not a fan of his, but Phil Sims, when you just listen to the stuff that he says, you could tell he's biased. And
Yeah. Yeah. You
and
definitely can.
and and people, and now what will be the story after this season if Bryce produces the way that we think he will? It's going to be interesting to just watch the national media have to change their thoughts.
Mm.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, Panther Twitter be on Phil Sims' dairy air. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Oh yeah. Trust me.
And
I witnessed it. I hear it. Yeah.
and as soon as he opens his mouth, it's going down.
But
So
rightfully so.
right.
Rightfully so. Cause I listen, I know I look, Chris Sims is Chris Sims. Played at I think he played at Texas. Played
Hmm.
in the league, pretty much career backup. He has played this game at a high level. Kudos to Chris Sims for that. But I don't think it's I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility or undeserving when people criticize him for his takes, because most of his takes are asinine. Most of his takes um does sound like hate. So just because just because you played in the NFL and you played in college at a high level, that doesn't mean that everything that comes out of your mouth is factual, positive, or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And doesn't mean that you can't be critiqued just like anybody else that talk about the game. That's just my opinion. I'm never
Hmm.
going to go out of go out of my way and start calling him all kind of names and this and that. I just
Hmm.
recognize who he is for who he is. You know what I mean? I don't put no stock in Chris Sims. I don't listen to what Chris Sims say. I don't follow Chris Sims. You know, all that. Look. I just stay away from him. I just stay away from him. But yeah, his criticism of Bryce. When you hear people talk, not just about Bryce, but just about the Panthers, and you know, or you can see the difference in who has watched games of the Panthers and watched Bryce, and who really hasn't. And he speaks
Hmm.
a lot of time from a place as somebody that really hasn't watched it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So that's why I take what he has to say about Bryce or the Panthers with a grain of salt, just like I do the other crazy dude on CBS. I can't remember his name. Pete somebody, the old man that sits to the right. Like I
Oh, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I definitely don't listen to him. He because off the bat he got nothing but something negative to say about the Panthers. So why I want to listen to that? Why would I listen or expect for him to say anything different than what he's saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah.
Right. Right. Um, and so, you know, you rupture a man's spleen one time and he'll never let it go. You know?
Yeah.
Phil Sims lost his
Yeah.
spleen to us, man. So
Oh,
with
I
Mike
didn't.
Ruckers, yeah, Mike Rucker took his spleen.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't remember that. I didn't know that.
Yeah. when he was the quarterback for Tampa
Wow.
Bay. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like just that's why he was so mad with the Panthers because he was just like they say stuff, Twitter's such a cesspool of a place, da 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 da. Because remember he was like, they had the Carolina Panthers did that cut up of him and all that stuff, and then we won the game. And it was on Twitter, and then somebody said,
Yeah.
you rupture a man's spleen one time, and he never lets it go.
Damn. Damn. I did. I listen. I didn't. I don't remember that. Hey,
Yeah.
that's something. So now that helps me understand, where the hatred and the dislike for
Yeah.
not only Bryce but the Panthers come from.
Yeah, you just
Something deeply personal. Got
you
it.
I didn't think we ruptured the spleen. I think it was Mike Rucker.
Mm.
Yeah, it was in 2006. I'm just looking it up. 2006 when he's playing for the Buccaneers. Yep,
Yeah.
Mike Rucker.
Wow.
Mike Rucker. Go right
Okay.
ahead and that'll be all, sir. That'll be all.
Hey, SC said Pete is Freddie's boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, SC. Thanks for that information. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, man.
J Hudge 1246 said Rucker and Thomas Davis same play.
Yeah,
I
it is.
swear
You
I don't
remember?
know. I don't know why I
Hey,
don't remember that.
hey, back down memory lane.
Facts. Let's see. SC
Yeah.
said the famous parking lot defense. Okay. Oh,
Hmm.
Freddie in the chat. Hey, Freddie. Hey, appreciate you pulling up, my boy. Thank you for coming to the inaugural kickoff or morning kickoff with unbiased opinion. Uh, hey, hope to see you, man. Hey, the link. Well, I got to put the link back in there again. The link was in the chat, man. If you want to, you can hop on. But hey, Freddie, I say this like I tell everybody else: read the room, get a feel for the energy, man. Hey, just read the room. That match the energy. That's all I'll say. And if the link is pinned, okay. CJ said the link is pinned. So if we can do that, we can be good. It's all Gucci. So
Yeah.
CJ said the link is pinned. So man, hit the link, man, and hop on up for this for the topic 3. I think this would be a good topic too for us to get into. But go ahead, Will. Was there something else you're gonna
No, I
say?
just want, I just wanted to just, I don't ever miss a time to slander Phil Sims' little boy. I don't never miss an
Right.
opportunity to slander him. So my bad.
Here, here's my evil little twin right here. I call my evil little twin. I'm never reading the room. I bring my own damn energy, aka no energy. I'm tired. that's Nakari. That's Xavier Leggett's cousin.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, hey, that's
if y'all didn't know.
Nakari. That's my guy. Nakari is so funny.
Hey, appreciate you pulling up the card, man. Appreciate you coming to the inaugural episode of Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Gonna be coming to you guys every weekday, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. So my goal and my hope is to start each and every day. Start you guys off with good vibes, good energy. We're gonna have some great conversations, debates, and things like that. Definitely gonna be doing things different probably than what you're used to. So yeah, we appreciate you pulling up. So I'll be here Monday through Friday. So I'm gonna add Freddie to the stage.
Good, mo-
Freddie, what's good?
good morning, Tony. Good morning, Will. How y'all doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Man, we're good, man. Hey, I'm nervous. I think I'm shaking it. I think I'm shaking it a little bit now. Now that I got Will and got you up here to talk to, but Definitely outside of my comfort zone, outside of my wheelhouse, sit here doing all this damn talking by myself. So it's good to have people on the panel. So I appreciate you pulling up, my boy.
Yeah, for sure, Tony, for sure. And it's
Yeah.
all good. It's all
All
good.
right. Now, before we get into the next topic, our third topic, let me read some of these comments. Let's see. Freddie, you said you better not believe that, man. And good morning, Tony and Will.
Yeah.
CJ was saying that the link was pinned. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So all right. Let's see. Nakari said, "Hey, stop saying that." I don't know, buddy. Yeah, yes, you do. You kin the buddy. Let me find out. You trying to disengage from your family. Don't do that.
And don't do that.
SC Panther Boy say, "Hey man, Freddy's great for content. It's the people that comes around to pick and play, which makes it bad with Freddy." Yeah, I know how Freddy gets down, man. I'm not gonna go into that. You know what happens on somebody else's channel, I got nothing to do with. All I'm going to do is concern myself what happens right here. And right here, we're gonna keep it copacetic. We're gonna keep it respectful. We ain't doing none of that arguing, crazy talk back and forth. If you do, you'll find your ass off the panel. That's just what it is. All right. So let's see. CJ say you'll be all right, Velvet Tone. Yeah, that's a nickname. That's another nickname I got. Blue Velvet. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Red Fire Bomb is in the goddamn building. What's up, Red? He said, good morning, Greek. Good morning, Will. Salute to you, vets. Good morning, CJ. Just giving a listen to your inaugural show. I'll join at a later time when the discussion is more appropriate. What you mean by that? Like we ain't saying nothing inappropriate. What you mean by that, Red? I'm starting to get offended already.
We ain't talking about his Georgia pigeons. You know
nah,
what? You know what?
nah.
You know what? I am going to put the avatar of him with that dang on keep pounding chain on. That's gonna be my avatar. I
Will,
still got that picture. Yeah,
That's
dog.
funny.
that would do my heart wonders if you do that.
Oh, that's
Please.
funny.
Exactly.
That would do my heart wonders. Oh my God.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
funny.
I'm with the pettiness. I'm with the pettiness, especially when it comes to Red. He know it. I am with it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
funny.
hey, we gotta have petty for red.
Yeah.
Good morning,
Red Swarm
Red.
said, good morning, Freddie. Salute, vet.
Good morning, Red. Good morning.
All right. CJ said, he was responding, we can talk trash about the dirty turkeys anytime.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Red
I come
Swarm
from
is
a family of people that catch stuff.
Ooh.
Shade. Let me stop.
That's
Let's
funny.
see.
That's funny.
Oh, that's CJ saying morning to Red Swarm. Let's see. My other Vietnam. Good morning,
Yep.
fellas, Panthers Nation. Hey, what's happening with your Vietnam? Vietnam also been a long time supporter of CJ and I when we had two fans in the stands. Man, was always pulling up on us, telling those stories about Vietnam, talking about Bragg Boulevard and all that coming
That's
out of
where
there.
I'm
So
from,
yeah.
actually. I'm
Where?
from Vietnam. Yeah. I'm from
Are
Vietnam.
you from Vietnam?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Didn't
Oh
know
yeah.
that. Didn't
Oh
know
yeah.
that. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Vietnam. Hey, appreciate you pulling up for the inaugural show, a morning kickoff with unbiased opinion, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern time. So listen, man, I'll be here every morning, having good conversations, good debate, talking to all things Panthers. There's gonna be times where we're gonna talk about other things in the sports world. So yeah, man, I appreciate you pulling up. If you guys haven't already hit the like and subscribe button, do that. Subscribe to my channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. And also, if you're not subscribed to CJ's channel, you can do that as well. The Carolina Armchair GM CJ. subscribe to both channels. My show will be streaming on the new Carolina Armchair GM Network, and that is CJ's channel. So we're gonna be doing that. So yeah, man. Glad that you pulled up. Glad that you're here, my boy. Let's see. Pretty Freddy is my stepson, allegedly. That's where it's.
Hey, he did text me this morning. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, he did text me this
Yeah.
morning. The other thing in the link, I appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate
Yeah,
SC for that.
yeah.
Will Red Swarm said Will got it when the subject is the division as a whole. And Will, don't do your boy like that.
Hey, shout out Red
Let's
Swarm.
see. Antonio, oh, that's Antonio to Red Swarm. So all right. Yeah. Let me get to topic 3. So topic 3, fellas, is going to be the Jalen Coker extension. Was it a smart roster building move or a projection bet? So here are the facts. The Panthers signed Jalen Coker to a 3-year extension. I did have his contract pulled up by accidentally deleted it. So I'm gonna move on from that. Coker originally entered the league as an undrafted player. He worked his way into a bigger role in the Carolina offense. The Panthers are rewarding a young player before his price potentially rises. So here's the context behind it. This is a roster building conversation. Smart teams do not only pay stars after everybody else recognizes them. Sometimes smart teams identify their own players early, reward their development, and create contract value before the market gets more expensive. But there's a risk. When you extend a young player early, you're saying the role is real. You are saying the production can grow, and you're also saying that the player fits the offense and the future. So for Coker, the football questions are, can he separate consistently, which I believe he can. He definitely has shown that. Can he win outside and inside? Yes, he has definitely shown that as well. Can he be a reliable third down target? Can he handle more defensive attention? Does he complement the rest of the receiver room? Is he a true long-term piece or a strong depth role player? This is where production and projection meet. So the debate question, did the Panthers make a smart roster building move by extending Jalen Coker early, or are they betting on projection before the role is fully proven? So the way it works, Freddie, what we're going to do, so a debate is just that, it's debate. It's not about being right or wrong. It's who can make a compelling argument for whatever they decide. So yeah. So Freddie, well, I'll give it to you first. Do you want an argument for the extension or argument against the extension?
I argue for the extension, really.
Okay.
Yeah. And I say this because it was a good move. It was definitely a good move considering of how he performs when he does come back off injury. I understand the injury concerns, but he produces when he does come back. He's very reliable and sure-handed, and I think that's a weapon for young Bryce Young. And Bryce clearly trusts him, and they want to keep him in Carolina for the chemistry of him and Bryce Young. I'm okay with the contract
I believe
extension.
that. I believe that. Okay. That's it?
Yeah. It's short and sweet. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Will, what you got?
So I think that
You
it's
for
smart.
or against the extension?
I'm for the extension, but I
Okay.
also think that the Panthers didn't really have a choice here because they could have let him play on that minimal deal that they had him on. But you, what would that have done to the locker room? To say, okay, this guy came from undrafted status, would have had 1,000 yards. He's coming up, and so you're not gonna give him any kind of stability. I don't think that the front office would have been able to, that would have been a dig at the front office inside that locker room if they hadn't to give him some kind of stability, given his production that he's had on our team. So I'm
Right.
absolutely for it. I'm absolutely for it. And I think that the deal that they got him on was fair.
Okay. All right. So both of you for the extension. Now
Absolutely.
let the record show I'm definitely for the extension, but as always, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you an argument against the extension, and that was the pushback is that early extensions requires discipline and production, right? And
Right.
a lot of people want to see it over the course of a full season before they open up their wallet and give you X amount of dollars. You can't always fall in love with the good story and ignore the football standard, right?
Uh-huh.
So the question is not whether Coker is easy to root for or anything like that. The question is whether the role for him is valuable enough and stable enough through 2029. And what I mean by that is with Coker, you can easily get into a little of you can get into the production. Projection. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna say little because he has yet to give you a full season sample size of what he can do. He missed like 6 games his first 2 years. He's playing 11 games each year. Now we do know how productive he is when he's on the field, but I think that's a little different than being. I think it's a little different than being available 11 games as opposed to 17 games. I was trying to say something else, but it seemed like I was wording it right. Um yeah. Yeah, that's what yeah. So the Panthers still need explosive plays and they still need receiver separation, which he definitely provides. He definitely provides the explosive plays. I think he was the most ex- explosive player downfield in any receiver that we had last year, in my opinion. Okay. Um, you just hope that he becomes a reliable long term piece. If availability stays limited, then the move looks more like projection than proof. So that means if he can't stay healthy and at least give you 15 to 17 games consistently, then you talk more about projection than proof. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that makes sense.
the contract is smart. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that they gave him a contract based off the production that he has given thus far, and also at the same time, but giving him this early extension or giving him the money before he gives you a full season of production, then other teams come calling, and they was in the position uh to retain his rights for his season, which means I forgot what the contract was called, but
It's a tenure
basically
tag.
a tenure tag, right?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say? A
It's like an
tenure?
exclusive rights tenure tag or
Yeah,
some
exclusive.
shit
There
like
you
that.
go. Exclusive rights tenure tag. Tenure tag. Now I heard
Mm-hmm.
something that was mentioned because we was having this discussion on Unk Channel, and some people were under the assumption that you can't play a full season under exclusive rights tenure tag, and that's not true. That's false. You can play. What it does, it gives the Panthers all of the control. The player basically has no control when they're playing under that exclusive right tender contract that he cannot go out and negotiate with other teams. So the only team he could have negotiated with, because he was under that under that particular tag, right, was the Panthers. So they held all the leverage in that situation. And he could have played on it this year if nothing was done before the season. So I ain't say nothing then because there was just too much going on back and forth. So I was like, hey, let them have it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the contract got to be smart, like it is, but the proof still has to come every Sunday. That means 17 games.
That's true.
17 games.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
how you guys feel about my devil's advocate to what y'all was saying?
It's
It's a
good.
hard sell. It's a
Yeah, I
hard
mean,
sell, right?
it's a
Oh,
very
roll
hard
back.
sell.
I forgot. My bad. Hold on. Let me add up. Roll Master, what is going on?
What's happening, my guy?
Man, I apologize for leaving you backstage for so long. I saw it initially when you popped up, but losing the trainer thought. I got so much going on, man. This is my first time. Don't charge it to my heart. Charge it to the game.
It's all good.
Good morning, Roadmaster.
Morning,
Morning,
morning.
Robinson.
Yeah. So, Roadmaster, how do you feel about what we were just talking about with the Jalen Coker contract extension? Were you for it or against it?
I'm for it.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, he did get hurt the first 2 years, but I wouldn't call that injury prone just based on the types of injuries he had. It's not like Jonathan Brooks coming up 2 torn ACLs back to back. Like it's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He had different kind of injuries. They was fluke injuries. Like he ain't just out there getting broke.
Well, what you
So
mean he not out there? What
I
you
don't
mean he
think.
not out there getting broke?
Yeah, people want to say he injury prone because he missed so many games, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, anybody can get hurt on any play, but it ain't
Right.
like he out there just getting hurt all the time.
Well, I think people were saying that because he's only played 2 seasons, and both seasons he's missed 6 games each. And coming into the season last season, he missed the first 6 games. I know it was because of that quad injury, and they say that this is something that he was dealing with in college as well. So he comes into the league with injuries. So in my opinion, that's like the very definition of being injury prone until you can put a full season together without being injured. That's like Jalen Phillips right now. Some people can look at Jalen Phillips and say the first 4 years of his NFL career was injury prone. He missed 1 full season, then he missed a majority of another season. Last year was the only season that he played a full 17 games, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
So JC Horn did the same thing when he came into the league. Even though some of the injury wasn't his fault, but the point is you miss a game. You weren't healthy or available for a full season until he shook that bug, and now he has been healthy. And then when he got healthy, he got rewarded with the contract that he has now. So I don't always think that being called a bust, not bust, damn, I hate that word, injury prone
Nah,
is
damn.
necessarily as bad as it sound or how we make it out to be. And I know I'm guilty of that as well, especially when it's something that's out of your control. Like he didn't wish that he had a quad injury and missed 6 games. But the fact is he had a quad injury and he missed 6 games.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, it's all in about how you see it. But for him, because I think he plays such a vital part in our offense, he is the number two. Is not even up for debate. No more.
No,
I
it's
just
not.
want to see what he's able to do from week 1 to week 17, and hopefully that he will stay healthy throughout that time.
If he
Yeah, you're
plays
right,
all
Tony.
17,
I would
how you
love
feel
if he
about
was
him
staying.
being in one?
Mm.
How I feel about him being
Oh,
number one?
If he
I,
play
I
all
don't.
17,
So for him, in my opinion, for him to end up being wide receiver one, that means Tetaroa, McMillan, in my opinion, and it's probably a little extreme, would have to suffer a catastrophic injury and not be available, and then all of a sudden he can't catch a damn football.
Mm.
right. It'd have to be significant things that would happen
It
in order.
would.
And
Yeah,
only thing that I'm praying that doesn't happen is that we don't use Coker in a way that causes him to get injured, right?
Right.
So yeah, he could go across the middle and get some dirty balls, but I don't want that to be primarily his forte, right? Because we lack tight
right.
end production a lot of times.
That we do.
So I don't want somebody to be able to go in there and pee off on Coca because we can't get some good tight end play.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm concerned about.
I think Coker's mostly to the way Coker's skill set is used because he's so crafty. He's a good slot receiver and a good outside receiver. Mostly 2 and 3 is where we usually use him. Maybe in the slot a few times, but mostly he's an outside receiver. He's very good at what he
Yeah.
does. He's probably
Hey,
he's our best man beater as well. So I mean
hey,
that's
hey, Tony. I hate to drop off, man, but I got to take off, man. I got to hit this 9:30 meeting. It's that time. It's that time to get to work, man.
All right. Hey, no problem. Hey, well, I appreciate you joining me, man. Like I said, um, welcome to the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I'll be here every day, Monday through Friday, say 7 a.m. Eastern Time. I
Hmm.
appreciate you pulling up, being the first guest on the panel, man. Appreciate your support, conversations that we have, and all that. So I look forward to seeing you a lot more.
All right, brother. Hey, y'all take care.
I
All
will.
right, man.
Y'all take care, fellas.
All right.
Oop,
Oops.
Rollmaster dropped. He'll be back.
A Roadmaster drop.
Yeah, he'll probably be
Oh, he
back.
there. Oh,
Oh,
there
there
you
we
go.
go.
There you go.
I was, I was
All
letting
right.
everybody else talk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. But now, so yeah, I forgot what were we at just now?
Jalen Coker, and you were talking. He was talking about like injury prone, and we were talking about Jalen Coker's skill set because Will brought up the fact
Right.
that we don't want to hurt Jalen Coker going over the middle so many times because of the poor tight end play. But I say the tight end play is due
Right.
to the fact of their health in that room entirely.
That's a good point because Jatavion Sanders can't seem to stay healthy. Um, Tommy Trimble has dealt with a number of injuries.
Yeah,
Mitchell Evans, I know
It's-
he played a full 17 games last year. I don't believe he had an
yeah,
injury
yeah.
last year. So outside of
He ain't
him,
really get no
yes.
target though.
Well,
No, he didn't. He did, but you saw the flashes. You saw the flashes that he can provide if you targeted him.
you
You know. it-
You saw the
Go ahead.
flashes. You saw the flashes of all three. If I'm being real, because even though JT got hurt, he still led that room in yards. Like I looked at it, he still led that room in yards.
Last year.
Yeah,
Mm, okay.
Really ain't
Yeah,
saying
I
much
I
though,
had.
because the past year he didn't really talk tight ends that much.
um,
Yeah.
give me
So
one
let me
second.
read some of these chats real quick. I know I skipped over. You- Nakari said you the advocate. I thought you was just the devil himself. You know what, Nakari? I digress. I'm not going to feed into that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Royal
that's
Master
funny.
said, God, but yeah. Ben flipping facts said we Ben should have paid him. It would have been cheaper. Is he talking about Jalen Coker? You gotta be talking about Jalen Coker. That's
Yeah, he is.
who we were talking about. I mean, yeah, hey,
I mean,
I don't
we
know.
wasn't finna pay him while he was hurt. That would have been dumb.
And we're not about to
Yeah.
lowball him either.
Well, like I said, this was just coming off his second year. So the fact that we paid
Right.
him this offseason before year 3 started with limited production, to me, I think says a lot about what the Panthers expect from him going forward. And I think they assume that he's going to be healthy come week 1. And if that's
Right.
the case, and he can stay healthy, then I think that is a wonderful, wonderful thing for the offense. And I think that will also help Brad Ezek, make things a lot easier when it comes to play calling. And I also believe that the quarterback will benefit because he has his top 2 wide receivers on the field. And hopefully that translates to not having a slow start like we've had the
Right.
past
What we paying him
couple
right
years.
now?
Mm-hmm.
What we paying him right now?
Say it again,
Right
Rollmaster.
receiver on a. What we paying him right now? We got him on a budget deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We really did. We really
Absolutely.
did. So Vietnam says if we would have cheapskated him, he wouldn't have signed it. I can see a world where that happened. I
Yeah.
definitely
Could
can
have
see
walked.
that.
He could have walked. And somebody.
Yeah.
And somebody would have scooped him.
He still would have to play this year, but I think he would have been a unrestricted unrestricted free agent at the
Yep.
end of this season. Yeah.
Yep.
So D Cash said, facts, you can't negotiate. Either you play for the Panthers or nobody on that tag. That's facts.
That's a fact.
And that was from Roll. SC said that was a tender tag, Tony. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I was trying to get out. Poppin',
Yep.
what's going on? Poppin' says yes. I don't know what he said yes to, but hey, Poppin', hey, appreciate you, man, pulling up to the inaugural show of the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Every day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be the voice that you hear in the morning. Excuse me. So, hey, man, you already know how I feel about it. Pull up anytime. When I drop the link in the chat, you definitely always welcome, man. Let's see. The car said try to charge the game and the payment declined. So now what? I don't know what Nakari talking about. Let's see.
That's funny.
Nakari said Dave scared Coker last season. They made him realize he got to change his off-season routine. He's adapted so far. And he's talked about that. He talked about staying in Charlotte this off season, making changes to his diet, stretching, things like that. And that's the same thing that JC Horn did when he stayed in Charlotte that off season and worked out with the trainers, followed the nutrition plan that the Panther nutritionist laid out for him. He ended up having a healthy season. I think he only missed like 1, maybe 2 games that season. I think that was towards the end of the season, the final 2 games. But yeah, he had a healthy, productive season, and he got the bag that following off season. Yep. So
we do be.
Red Swarm said Rollmaster don't know who Jalen Phillips is. Rollmaster, you don't know who Jalen Jason Phillips is?
Swarm trying to be on my neck, man. Hey, he need to worry about the Falcons winning 6 games. How about that?
He said, "You don't believe me? Ask him." I'm asking him, Swarm. I'm asking him.
Well,
what you gonna say, Rollmaster? Don't
He
let
got me.
Red handle you like that.
Nah, Swarm caught me slipping because I don't really be following. Like I don't be doing my homework and stuff.
Hold
So
up.
Swarm
I
caught me
mean, he
slipping
Swarm
did do
last
him
week.
dirty. I mean, he did do him
Swarm said
dirty.
asking where he played last season.
Yeah,
Oh
Swarm
God,
Swarm caught me. He caught me slipping last week.
Oh, he caught you slipping?
I'm
Yeah, he
slipping.
caught me
Damn.
slipping.
We ain't never gonna
Dang.
let him live that down either.
That's all right. He gonna live down. The Falcons ain't winning 6 games.
Kenny Sosa, I heard about that Red made the Panthers over there look bad. Damn, Roadmaster is on your head today, huh?
That's fine.
Oh my God.
That's
Yeah,
fine. That's what we do.
Carlos Hughes said good morning,
Swarm
CJ in chat. Hey, good morning,
Swarm forget
Carlos.
he a Panthers fan more than
Hold,
I
hold
am.
on, Roadmaster. Hold on, Roadmaster. Hey, appreciate you, Carlos, for pulling up to the inaugural show of Morning Kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Be here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So, hey, if you're looking for good vibes to start your day, good conversation, listening to good debates, I'm gonna have it right here for you. So I appreciate you pulling up. And if you haven't hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, please do so. Subscribe to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. That's my channel. Also subscribe to CJ channel, which is the Carolina Armchair GM at CJ. Subscribe to his channel. And the morning kickoff, like I said, will be brought to you by the Carolina Armchair GM Network. All right. So yeah, I appreciate you for being here. What Red Swarm said, I charge it to the alcohol.
Oh my God.
And Ken said it was definitely the alcohol. And Papa said, I'm loving it. All right, Papa. Hey man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you on that. So I'm gonna show one thing before we get out of here. So you hear people have arguments and debates and stuff like this all the time about sports. And I wanted to create a platform, a situation to where, if you want to debate, you know what I'm saying? Let's have a debate. So I'm glad it's just three of us on here right now, so I can show you what the debate stage look like. All right. So this is what it looks like right here.
Oh, well, that's sick.
So yeah. So we're gonna have a debate stage, and I'm calling it debatable facts. So like always, we're gonna start with the facts first, and then we can debate those facts. There's no arguing. There's no trying to prove whether you're right or wrong. That's not what a debate is. Debate is about who can make the most compelling argument and sell it to the audience and have them believe it. So that's what we're going to do. So anytime um anybody want to debate, we're gonna kick it off like this. I don't know who wants to be first. You can go to my Twitter page and let me know if you want to be one of the first challengers on the debate stage. There's rules to this shit. Go ahead and let you know right now. I am the moderator, and we're gonna do this thing right. Okay, we're gonna do it right. I will post the rules to whoever the challengers are when they send me a message on Twitter. And let me pull up my Twitter handle one more time. Ooh, I know what CJ was going through when he was doing all this by himself. This too much.
Yeah, this shit fire.
God damn. I gotta do everything.
Oh yeah, this stage fire.
Yeah. So here's my Twitter link. I just posted it. Follow me on Twitter. Leave me a comment. My messages They are open. They're not blocked. So send me a message. Let me know if you want to be one of the send me a message and let me know if you want to be a challenger on the debate stage, and I'll put it together. Definitely let you know ahead of time when it goes down, so I ain't gonna just spring nothing up on you. I will let you know what the debate questions is, and then I also will send the rules to the debate, and then we can have a good debate right here on Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, and we can debate the facts. All right. So I hope everybody sees it. Hope you guys like this. It took me a while to put this stage together. It was crazy because I was on 704 Charlotte Bound show one day, and Twan had mentioned doing the debate thing, and I got excited because I was already putting this together, right? And but nothing never came with it. And I think I heard them talking about it a few nights ago during a debate. But the way I'm going to do it is the way that debates should be done. All right. So yeah, hit that link for X. Send me a message. Let me know if this is something that you're interested in, and we will make it happen. I'm also sending the link real quick to my Patreon page for people that wasn't here earlier when I talked about Patreon. I'll go over that real quick. No, SC, I don't have IG. I don't do Instagram. Twitter
Hey, quick
and Twitter and YouTube is what I pretty much have. I mean Twitter
question. You
and
doing a round table debate? Because
no,
that's
it's
what
gonna
they've
be a
been looking
debate
for.
just like this between two people.
Yeah, a roundtable
Yeah.
debate is not. That's
No,
isn't that what?
this is a debate between two people,
Oh,
and
'cause a lot of
I'm
people been
going
wanting that. A lot of people been
huh?
wanting the NFC South debate, a round
Yeah,
table.
I don't want that Roadmaster. People are already doing that. I want to do something different.
Yeah,
Like I said, I don't agree with their debate style and debate tactics. That's
that's fair.
to me that's not what like I said, what a debate is. So we're gonna follow the structure of what really is a debate, and we're gonna have fun with it that way. I don't want a bunch of people on my panel arguing, going back and forth, trying to prove a point, trying to prove who's right, and then all the unnecessary stuff happen. That's not what a debate is. That's just people
Yeah.
arguing their point. That's all that is. I ain't doing that. So let me go back here. So I'm gonna get off this page real quick. You guys will still be on, but you won't be seen.
All right.
So let me share my Patreon page again. Okay, no, you guys are on there. Okay.
Yep.
So this is my Patreon page that I created. So this community I created because people that want to learn how to watch film or already know how to watch film, this is where we can do it at. This is going to be real film watching, not no highlights, not no cut ups, of just a bunch of good plays. This is true film watching breakdowns. So I did created a Patreon page just so we can do that. And it's not just NFL, it's also college because I have access to college tape. So if there's a favorite player that you have in mind that you want to watch that's probably draft eligible next year or possible draft pick next year, we could look at his film and break it down. You know what
I
I'm
can almost,
saying?
hey Tony, I can
Go
almost
ahead.
guarantee you that mine's gonna be Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
there's definitely a lot of tape of him. We could definitely break him down. Um, so I'm gonna go to the membership section real quick. So there's 3 tiers. Did it change? Oh, it don't look like it changed on there. Share this tab instead. Okay, hold on. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got the fan zone, got the film room access, and you got the debate table VIP. So the fan zone is the entry level, um, early access posts, member polls, ad free videos, and just a community discussion. Um, the film room is going to be the most popular because that's where everything happens. Um, you get everything that's in the fan zone. Your exclusive film room breakdowns, Panther analysis, college football discussion and analysis, draft prospect breakdowns, and play evaluations. So this is where we're going to be able to do all that. And for the college, because there's so much red tape for YouTube, I'll go live from Patreon itself. So in order for you to access it, you have to be a member, and it will automatically send you an email, I believe, or a text to when I go live uh, on Patreon. So that's how you would get the link to that. And the debate table, which is the one that I'm hoping is going to be the most popular, and I say that because the debate table is for the VIP. Those people are going to really help shape the community on Patreon. They're gonna have a lot of input, priority topic requests. They get everything that's in the fan zone and the film room. They get monthly uh, Q&A, submit debate topics, um, VIP football discussions, premium football breakdowns, and member shout out opportunities. So, like I said, with the VIP, you really get a hands on and you really get the opportunity to shape what the community looks like as a whole. What debate topics that we're going to debate on, things like that. So the fan zone is $4 a month. Field room access is $8 a month, and debate table VIP is $12 a month. Now, we'll tell you, if you're going to join, get in now. It's the best time to join because week 1 of the season, the price will go up. And I'm doing that. I'm doing it this way right now because this is like a early entry get in price. There's once you see the tools that I have to break down the game, how I break down the game, and things like that, the value is going to be well worth it. And I promise you, there's nobody else in Panther Nation doing it um, like I will, like I'm going to be doing it. So this is the Patreon page. Yeah. Oh, I just stopped sharing.
Mm.
So let me go back to the. Oh, no, nope. There we go. All right. So listen, um, I've already been on here way longer than I thought. I thought no more than an hour and a half, 2 hours. But hey, as long as the conversation is good, man, the vibe is good, people are tuning in, checking us out. I don't mind keeping it going a little longer. So I know I probably ain't covered everything that I wanted to cover. Hold on. Let me one more link for the love offering, as I call it. Because I don't have Cash App, but I do have PayPal. So if you like the show and you want to show your support the show, support the content on myself, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat, and I would definitely Definitely appreciate it. So that's the link to the PayPal right there. Okay. So Roadmaster, Freddie, hey man, I thank y'all for being up here with me today.
Of course, Tony.
Whenever I drop
Hey,
the link, man, y'all
appreciate the
more than
show, bro.
welcome. Yeah, whenever I drop the link, y'all more than welcome to join the Dan, I can't get my words out. To join the show. So I'm gonna get you guys off stage, and I'm going to my closing statement. All right.
All right,
All
Tony.
right.
All right, man. Y'all be easy.
All right, you as well.
All right. All right, man. So listen, here's my final thought. The Panthers have earned a more serious conversation, and that is a good thing. But with more serious conversation comes a more serious standard, right? We're not going to judge this team off emotions. I think that's what a lot of people do. But we're not going to crown them because minicamp sounded good as well. And we're not going to ignore progress just because the past was frustrating. The standard is simple. Start with the facts, add the football context, then make the argument. Bryce Young. Yeah. I lost my train of thought. So yeah, Bryce has to turn respect into production. Dave has to structure into points. Brad Izzett has to prove his play calling and sequencing. The offensive line has to protect. All that good stuff, right? So this is proof week. No more projection. Show me the production. This has been the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. Bring your football argument and we will keep the conversation going. Thanks for tuning in. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. If you did, share it with a friend or family member. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you want even more, consider becoming a member on Patreon and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Check the comments for all the links. I'll catch you next time. Keep pounding.